The tandem of Elliott and Pollard and how you use them, and when you go into a game, is it pretty well scripted, or because you'll have runs that you don't necessarily know you're going to have in a series? How do you judge when to change them in and out like that?
Yeah, it's just kind of a balancing act throughout the game. Obviously, we have certain packages that will incorporate both of them. A few plays here and there that maybe, hey, this is Zeke's play, maybe this is Tony's play, but probably obviously the majority of it is just our core stuff that we go into the game with. And then within the game, it's just a matter of, giving those guys different, give them a blow here and there. And, Zeke's rolling for a little bit. Let's get Tony to start this series. And then if it's a long series, then we'll get Zeke back in there. And we just kind of play that game throughout the entire game.
Have you studied other tandems in the league to see how other teams have worked when you have two backs like Kamara and Ingram back in New Orleans and things?
Yeah, New Orleans is a good example, obviously. Watching those guys from a few years ago when they had both of them, obviously they did a phenomenal job. Kamara was kind of that second guy, and they're finding creative ways to put him on the field. And, I think you're always trying to find different ways people are utilizing personnel, seeing if you're missing something or you can use something from a different team.
Do you see any similarities between Kamara and Pollard and Ingram and Zeke and stylistically?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say stylistically there's some similarities there. Obviously they did a great job when those two were together, and I feel like we're in a good place with these guys.
Did you feel like Zeke ran with an intensity yesterday, maybe even more than you've seen in recent weeks and last season?
Potentially. I think everyone's a little bit juiced, finally play at home and all that stuff. It seemed like it'd been a while. He ran really hard. He did a tremendous job. Felt like we ran the ball really well early in that game, and I think that was big.
What's this unfolded about the way you've scripted it going into games, or has the usage been a little skewed differently than maybe what you envisioned?
For Zeke and Tony? Yeah, I think obviously it's a long season. I think we're just nice 17 carries, 11 carries. I think we always like getting both those guys involved, and as much as we can, whether it's in the run game, pass game, touches or touches, if we can get both those guys, in the double digits at least, that's some good stuff. And every once in a while you're gonna have a game you got to grind it out, and someone's gonna get 20 plus carries, and that's the way those type of games go. But we want to get both of them involved as much as possible.
How do you determine if an offensive lineman can help out at fullback, and what did Connor McGovern show you to make you think, yeah, we could probably put him in there and go for it?
He's done a tremendous job for us, obviously playing offensive line, and you're trying to find opportunities for guys to get back in the game, and so Connor's done some nice things for us. We kind of tested it out. He handled it really well early in the week, and so we had a couple plays in there for him, and we liked what turned out to be. Yeah, no, he does a nice job. Obviously, he's got a little bit of experience at Penn State, but obviously Tyler Rolls and Connor, the two Connors, get opportunities here and there to just continue to be an insurance policy there and see where we take it.
How would you assess how Tyler played? It looked like he got knocked around a little bit at times in that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a couple weeks now of premier interior lineman on the defensive side, and so he's been up against some challenging spots. Thought those guys come off the ball. That's as good as you're going to see in the league. And I think as the game progressed, kind of settled in there, got more and more comfortable with it. And obviously, like a young guy, second year in the league, he's going to grow leaps and bounds each and every week and each and every season, certainly as this thing goes long term.
When you're helping against Carolina, it seems that they were pretty good in front as well.
Yep. Another good front, and obviously it's going to be a challenge for everyone. And hopefully we take the steps necessary each and every week.
When you're preparing for that kind of defensive pressure, what are the conversations like between you and Dak during the week of the balance of staying patient but also having the pocket awareness? Yeah,
obviously, again, aggressively take what they give us in the action game. If we can take our shots, we're going to take them. But if not, he does a great job. He finds completions underneath it. If it's not there, if I got to move off the spot and maybe there's a little penetration, find the outlets, and we'll call another one. And so he's done a really good job of that throughout this season.
Have you emphasized the opening drives more than you have in the past at all, or how you guys script or approach it?
Yeah, I think we've certainly recognized the challenges we had last year as far as not succeeding early in games. I think we've done a really good job probably emphasizing it just verbally and spending a little bit more time in that position. And I think our guys have handled it really, really well, and we've come out, really in last two, but certainly even the Tampa game, first drive was pretty successful. Got stalled out a little bit late, but we've been coming out a little bit better than last year.
How much has it followed your script? I don't know if it's 15 plays or whatever, like what you guys usually do these first 3 games.
Yeah, always have an opening script. It's not line upon line, it's not one of those. I think you kind of got to be able to weave and go within the plays there, depending on the hash, depending on the situation, if it's first down, second down. But we kind of use it as a nice roadmap early. We're trying to get all those plays called in the first couple series, and you adjust here and there, especially depending on what the defense does. If they give you something different, you got to be able to adjust from there and take advantage of something else.
Did you think Dak scored on that keeper, and what's your understanding about what the officials were saying?
I have no idea. I'm already on the Carolina, so I haven't even recapped it a whole lot. But, yeah, obviously we felt like he scored. But, maybe throw a chip in the ball or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll get there.
Even looking forward, though, I was going to say, even looking forward, if you've got the official saying, well, we can't see the ball, is that something you have to think about going forward? I mean, you don't want to, hold it up. When you're...
It's fair to look at it that way. Obviously, it's challenging for those officials coming in from a side. There's, 8 bodies probably on each side, and those guys are coming in trying to find something that is very challenging to see, and so it's tough on them, and obviously, hopefully, maybe we're in that situation. It's a touchdown next time.
Kellen, do you believe in a hot hand at play calling? Do you have one?
A hot hand. I think when our offense is in rhythm, I think that's the biggest thing. When we play with tempo, we've been preaching tempo really forever, but it's just that pace of play. We want to get in and out of the huddle. If we're in the huddle, we want to break the huddle fast, get to the line as quickly as possible, apply pressure. I'm always trying. I want to get the play to Dak as quickly as possible, so that we don't want to be breaking the huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage, taking our time, snap the football at 5 seconds like that. That's not helping us. We want to play as fast as possible, mix in the no huddle, and play that way. And I think when our guys play with that amount of pressure that they're trying to apply, I think it makes us all kind of get in the groove.
Do you have a time that you want the guys to be at the line of scrimmage on the play clock?
Every play is a little bit different. Obviously, if you can get them up there, you're shooting for 20 seconds, a ton of time. You got all the time in the world, but there's different plays. There's going to be shift and motion plays. There's going to be plays where maybe we have to look at the defense. We may have to make an adjustment or two. And there's plays where, hey, we're just going to break the huddle, get to the line, snap the football as quick as possible, and go. And so I think that change of pace, keeping the defense off balance, is something that we always try and emphasize, that we're controlling the tempo here and playing with that.
Is there ever a benefit to take the clock all the way down to the end so you can see and they kind of have to declare, or do you rather avoid that?
There's times for that too, yeah, certainly. There's times where you're going to want to have the chalk last, as we say, and make sure we got the perfect play in a particular situation. And there's other times where, hey, we got a good play, we feel very comfortable about it, break the huddle, snap the football, and let's just go.
I know it's not abnormal for y'all to talk to people on the other side during warm-ups, but it seemed like you got a lot of time to talk to several people with the Eagles yesterday. Were you talking about the interviews, and what was it like to see them again? Yeah, it's just there's some people I've known there for a really long time, even for the last couple of years, even back when I was playing in other places. As you're around this league, you get to know a lot of people, and so it's great to see those people. Obviously, spent a little bit of time with them last year, but that's part of this thing. It was fun.
There's no part of you that said, all right, I'm going to show you what you're missing or anything like that?
No, I'm good. I love it here.
From your perspective, is there anything that is there a certain thing that defense could do to shut you guys down? Or do you feel like it really doesn't matter what the defense does?
Yeah, I'd certainly hope we have an answer for everything. That's the goal, and I think that's part of the games. There's going to be games where you kind of know what the defense is in. It's about executing, playing fast. There's going to be adjustments that sometimes happen. The team's going to give you something different, and hopefully we got enough tools in the toolbox so we make those adjustments quickly within a drive, not waiting forever to get to those adjustments, and we go.
Monday was last night a little bit like that, because Mike had said they kind of showed 2 different styles of play in the first 2 weeks. Was there a little bit of a guessing game there early on?
Yeah, I think just early how they'll play. Obviously, they're in a circumstance where it's a new staff. There's not a lot of film of them playing any defense. They played week 1, week 2, somewhat different styles, and so we're kind of going with the expectation that we may have to make some adjustments as we go here, and hopefully have enough answers there and we can adjust quickly.
Schultz led the team in receptions yesterday. What was your overall impression of his performance, and what stands out about his yards after catch ability?
Yeah, did a really good job. Run game, pass game. Just a steady, smooth guy that does a lot of good things for us and very reliable. One touchdown early, we were able to kind of get him opened up, and then the second one was really all him, catch that thing and make plays. Looked like Zeke out there in the open field for a play, and that was pretty awesome.
Broadly speaking, what's the value of tempo? I know it seems like really important to your philosophy as a coordinator. What's the value of tempo?
Yeah, I think it's just the urgency in which we play, and I think the most important thing is that we control the tempo and we're varying the tempo. I think if you play one speed, if you play one speed and it's super fast all the time, well, the defense kind of gets used to that speed. That's the speed in which you play. We want to kind of constantly be changing up, be in no huddle, go back to huddle, pop back into no huddle, go really fast, and all those different things. And so as much as we can change the variables on them, I think it makes it more challenging for them.
Was there any part of Sunday's game where you think the tempo was most effective?
Yeah, I think obviously those long drives, as you go into a drive, defenses get worn down, and we kind of know when the ball's obviously going to be snapped, and we can play a little bit faster for a few plays, and then maybe it slows down a little bit, switch personnel, and then pop back into it. And so I think those long drives, that's when you can wear people down with the tempo aspects of that thing, and that's the fortunate thing for us. We've had a healthy dose of these long 10-play drives that we can kind of grind it out and have some success.
On the practice field, do you guys use like a timer or any sort of other mechanism just to ensure that it's as fast as it needs to be when you're trying to control it?
Yeah, they still do the play clock throughout practice, and just so we're kind of constantly checking on it. But I think our guys have done a tremendous job with the tempo aspect of it, and we're always pushing it, and we're going to keep trying to push it. So.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that you're already kind of on to Carolina with the short week. Just, can you kind of provide a snapshot of what today has been like for you and just how that works?
Yeah, it's really moved right on. Woke up this morning early and hopped right into Carolina, and so a lot of work. You're a day short, so there's a lot of work to be done here, and so we're trying to get ahead of this thing.
How much does McAdoo help with his role, and what is he an advanced guy for you guys?
These weeks are huge to have guys like Ben that have already seen these guys, have watched them, have their observations, notes, and all that sort of stuff, and so it's huge to have guys like that who are ahead of it, so that in a week like this, you're a little compressed, you can get a head start.
Is it easy to call plays when you have playmakers like this, or are the playmakers allowed to make plays because of the play calls you make?
No, this is about players, guys. This isn't that complicated. Let the guys make plays, put them in position, and let them go do work. So what Amari, CD, all these guys do. So it's a lot of fun.
Dawson talked at Oxnard about how intensely he was doing film study even against y'all's defense so that he could really diagnose that. And Dak was saying yesterday, he's pointing out things to me about what the defense has shown us during the week. What's an example of something that Dawson has said during a meeting that just shows you how often he is on film?
Yeah, I think all of our guys where we're at, which is awesome, a lot of guys have been together for a long time, for a number of years at least. They're just the constant communication, constant conversations that are being had in meetings, at practice. Hey, what do you think about that? Hey, we're putting this play in. Did you see that one look that happened in this one game? We may not have talked about it yet. And so, and even in games, constant communication. Those guys, all of us having conversations. Hey, they're giving us this look. Hey, let's go to this. They're giving us this look. Let's go to this. O-line, what do you guys need right now? What run play do we need? We just need to grind this thing out. And so, I think that's the fun part of our group. There's constant conversation, there's constant communication. We're always making adjustments.
With as many weapons as you have, are you proactive in going to a player who didn't get a lot of touches in a game or maybe over a couple of games? Or is there enough trust there where it's just like they'll come to me and they know I'll get back to them? If they come to me, that's fine.
Yeah, I think, hey, we want everyone getting opportunities. We want to spread this ball around as much as we can. At the end of the day, also, we know there's going to be ebbs and flows in games. Some guys maybe don't get as many touches as we had anticipated, but we've kind of talked about that's kind of, I think, where our offense is at, and really our whole team, just the unselfishness that, we understand that this is a long season. Someone may have a big game today, and that's going to open up something next week for another guy, and there's just going to be the ebbs and flows each and every week, and the more guys trust that process, they handle it that way, I think that's the big thing that's going to happen.
How ridiculous is a 77.5% completion percentage?
Yeah, pretty special. He's just finding completions. He's aggressively taking what they give you, as we always say. He's finding shots downfield when they're there, and if not, he's continuing to find completions, and he's playing at a really high level.
Aggressively taking what they give you seems like it's a bit of a mantra inside the building. Can you define that and what that looks like on the field?
Yeah, I think it's fine completions, but at the end of the day, we're still going to be aggressive. We're still going to call those shot plays, and early in the game, if CD lands, takes the post and it's there, take it. If not, you got 2 or 3 guys underneath it that are all going to be completion guys all game long, but when those opportunities are there, take them. And so he's done a great job of it, and we'll continue to progress.
How much does a crowd like yesterday's fire up your guys? And I don't know where y'all were in halftime with this happening, but when Jimmy Johnson is yelling, "How about the Cowboys in the stadium's going wild?" Could y'all hear any of that?
We did not hear that. Unfortunately, that probably would have been good. But yeah, the stadium was awesome. Obviously, especially for a number of people who haven't really been at AT&T for a long time. The stadium was awesome. It was a really cool atmosphere, and it was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, guys.